Hey, everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it has been a great week, you know. Shavua Toba, which is good week. And we normally say that coming out of the Shabbat, going into a new week. Um, Yesterday was probably one of the most important readings and classes, closing out the Feast of Trumpets on the seventh day. And normally I don't do anything on the Shabbats, but it is the close of a festival. So it is customary to do something to close out the feast. The words of adjuration, the words of reprimand, the threatenings, the threats. So you are threatened with curses and blessings. And I made sure to post that in the comment section yesterday so people could kind of see. So moving forward now, we're going to go into the closing. I think this video will probably end up being in a few parts because we will finish these last 5 chapters, right? So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. We will close out these last 5, 6 chapters over the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, so that we can go into atonement with peace and with rest, and to come out and go immediately into judgment. So we're going to start right here, verse 1 of chapter 29 of Deuteronomy. And Musa called to all Israel, as I am calling to you. So, same. And he said to them, you have seen all the plagues which the word of Yah wrought in the land of Mitzrayim on Pharaoh, and all his servants and all the inhabitants of the land. So, first of all, I need you to understand something. Right off the bat, this is one word talking to 2 generations. Mitzrayim is the west. It's also Egypt. So again, there was a written instruction at the time of what was going to happen, how it was going to play out, and Moses knew, right? Moses knew Pharaoh was going to say no all of those times. Moses knew which plagues he was going to present to Pharaoh and how many they were going to be. I'm telling you, there's going to be 250 over 40 years. Moses did 10 on one nation. Okay? So, I want you to understand that it was on Pharaoh, all of Pharaoh's servants, that's all of Pharaoh's workers, right? So it was on the king, all of his workers, and all the inhabitants, everybody living in Pharaoh's country. You see that? All the inhabitants of the land.
Of that land.
So what is coming now will be on all the scattered nations leaders, all the scattered nations servants and workers, civil, personal, private, public, and otherwise, and all the inhabitants of the lands in which the children are scattered. It will be on all of them. So you don't misunderstand what we're reading. Those great temptations. Now, that's an interesting word, right? So, those great desires to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. So, the great desire is to do something wrong and or unwise. The signs and wonders which you saw with your eyes. So, because they followed or walked in the desire to do something wrong and unwise, they saw the signs and the wonders and suffered the plagues. Okay? And the word of Yah have given you a heart not to forget. So we have not forgotten. We still talk about Moses to this day. But to understand. So he gave you a heart not to forget, but a heart to understand this. Eyes not to blink, but to see. Ears not to be stopped, but to listen with. So he gave you eyes, not for blinking, but for seeing. Yet you have shut them. He gave you ears for hearing, and yet you have stopped them up. You've plugged them up so that you won't listen as a people, as a nation. Right? Now, if you think I am making this up just to be talking or a good speaker, I want my sister to read the next line.
Yet you have forgotten the law with your heart and have blinked with your eyes and have stopped your ears unto the time of this day.
You see that? I told you this is one word for two different times. Moses is saying it to his people at the time when they're about to go into the land with Joshua. And I'm saying it to you at the time that you're about to go into the land with me.
Says you've forgotten the law with your heart.
You have forgotten the law with your heart. You have closed your eyes and you have closed your ears to this day, this very day. Why? The proof is not in what you have and who you are. The proof is in what you don't have and who you have not yet become. You don't have the land and you have not yet become the holy people who obeys his law. Don't think for a split second that getting into the land makes you change. You have to change to get into the land. It is the opposite. Verse 4, Moses continues, and I have led you 40 years in the wilderness, and I will lead you again another 40 to get into the land. Your garments have not come old upon your bodies, nor your shoes worn away from your feet. You have not eaten leavened bread, nor drunk new or old, right? And my law hath been diligently delivered in your schools. So, with Moses, they haven't had any of these things, none of these issues. Today, you have eaten leavened bread. You have drunk wine, both old and new, but it has not been from your field. It has not been from what you produce. Your clothes grow old, your shoes wear out. And though this law has been diligently delivered in my school, you have not obeyed the instruction. So he says, my law hath been diligently delivered in your schools that you might be occupied, busy, working in it, doing it, occupied therein, and you might know that I am Yah, your Allah. So you have forgotten the fear of Yah, your Allah. You do not know him. And you came to this place. Now notice he says this place. Okay. And Sihon, king of Heshbon, and Og of Mathnan came out to meet us in battle array, and we smote them and subdued their land, and gave it for an inheritance to the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh.
And you know, what they don't know, Heshbon is not far
From here.
from us. It's not a long drive, only about 45 minutes
Right.
from here up
So
now.
where Og was, where King Sihon was, we are here in this place today. So we are in the rural lands of the tribes, not having taken the capital region as of yet. Keep therefore the words of this covenant and perform it, that you may have prosperity in all that you do. So prosperity is not something special. It's simple. Every man is producing on his farm.
Right. But, you know, because of the Western mentality, we have construed prosperity of being houses and cars and the bag and fat bank accounts and, you know, being celebrities. And we've made all this other stuff, the ways of the Gentiles as being prosperity when for us, it's not.
It's not. So prosperity is owning land and producing food products for our nation. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it. I'm going to. You will decide otherwise, but a few of you will join me. Only a few. Now, by a few, it's many, millions, but still, out of what could be,
Billions.
out of what could be,
Yeah.
only a few. Verse 9, Moshe, Rasulullah, the Prophet of Allah, said, I have called you not in secret. So I have spoke to you and called to you the same, not in secret. It's a public space, broadcasted to you internationally, YouTube. But while standing this day, all of you before Yah, your Allah, the princes of your Sanhedrin, the chiefs of your tribes, your elders and your officers, all men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and your sojourners who are in your camps, from the hewer, the cutter of wood, to the filler of your water, that you may enter into the covenant of Yah, your Allah, and may have in remembrance the oath which Yah, your Allah, does ratify with you today, that you may stand today before him a purified people. So if you notice the laws of uncleanness, it is 7 days for cleansing and 7 days again, yet for purification. A day for a year. So you need 2 weeks. It takes 14 years to become a purified people. And that he may be a Allah to you, as he has spoken to you, and as he did swear unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? So that is the purpose of me teaching this class called Foundations, that you may know the law, you may know the penalties of the covenant for obedience and disobedience, that you may stand in obedience and ratify again this covenant today, that you may be a purified people, each one of you, every man, every woman, every leader, every sojourner, every filler of water, every cutter of wood, just as the Most High swore to you, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and everyone else that wishes to follow. And not with you only do I ratify this covenant and attest, witness. Let's see that word there, attest. To provide, serve as clear evidence of, right? Witness, to serve as clear evidence. This adjuration, which I read to you yesterday. But all the generations which have risen from the days of old stand with us today before Yah, our Allah. And all the generations which are to rise unto the end of the world. All of them stand with us here today.
We were all there.
For you know the number of the years that were dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim, the west, and the mighty works which were wrought for us among the nations, through which you have passed. You have seen their abominations, their idols of wood and stone, which they have set forth in the streets, the idols of silver and gold that they have placed with themselves in the houses, shutting the door after them lest they should be stolen. Beware then, lest there be among you now or hereafter a man, woman, family, or tribe whose heart may be turned away to wander any day from the service of Yah, your Allah, to worship the idols of those nations. And lest there be among you the terror which striketh root in them, whose heart wandereth after his sin. For the beginning of sin may be sweet, but its end is bitter, as the deadly wormwood. Or it be that when he heareth the words of this curse, he become reprobate in his heart. You see that word there, reprobate? So I've read you the blessings and the curses. And the word reprobate is an unprincipled person, one who lacks integrity,
Wow.
one who is corrupt, a corrupt person. So, or it be that when he heareth the words of this curse, he become a reprobate, corrupt in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I go in the strength of the evil desires of my heart. So that he will add presumption to the sins of ignorance. So now this is where you are today. You have the choice as to whether or not you will add presumption to your ignorance. The whole world knows you're ignorant, so we don't have to act like we know. We don't. I know, and I'm here to teach you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to build with you. That is my job. It's nobody else's. This is a family matter. If you have heard all that I have read and seen my classes, and you feel like you're going to go your own way, or this is something for mockery or for jokes, well, you have now added presumption to your ignorance. If you've heard it and you don't want to do it, you've added presumption to your ignorance. Okay? Period. It will not be pleasing to Yah to forgive him. So, if you don't listen to what I've taught and what I've read, you will not have forgiveness from before the Most High. For Yah's anger and indignation will wax hot against that man. And all the words of the curses written in this book will rest upon him. And Yah will blot out the memorial of his name from under the heavens. Now, I told you before, we're not going to remember anyone. We're not. We're only going to remember those who did the law, who came back to rebuild. We're not going to remember any athletes, any celebrities, any former kings, any former presidents, or anything of any other nation. None of their accolades will be kept. No musician, no nothing. It will all be erased, blotted out. Only those who rebuild and the story of what we went through in the captivity and the exile and in the coming out will be memorialized.
You know what this sounds similar to? Remember when we were reading about the Redeemer woman and with the brothers and with the brother that refused to take the Redeemer?
And refused to rebuild the name to his brother's house, you get blotted out.
This is the same exact
It's the same
thing.
exact thing. You get erased. So if you refuse to redeem your father's house, you will be blotted out. It's a basic principle. You don't want to redeem your father's house, you're blotted out. After you redeem your father's house, if you refuse to redeem your brother's house, you're blotted out. But what? No. The time for but what abouts
is over.
Is over. And Yah will separate him unto evil. I was talking with my sister before this class about perception. I know many people around the world are having dreams about global disaster, and they're seeing monsters and demons when the Most High comes. Those are not monsters, and neither are they demons. The same angel, the Memra, which brought us down and led us into becoming this debased nation, will also restore us for obeying the instruction. It is not a demon. It is an angel. The ones who obey this law, the angels will pass over. They will appear to us as angels rendering the Most High's justice, his rightful punishment from the judgment of his law and his covenant upon all mankind. But to those who receive the punishment, they will perceive the angels as evil, as demons. And Yah will separate him unto evil from all the tribes of Israel. So this includes you, Hebrew Israelites. According to all the maledictions of the covenant which are written in this book. And the generations of your children who will arise after you, and the stranger who will come from a far off land, when they see the plagues of that land, so you know it's talking to you today,
yeah,
and the affliction which Yah will have sent upon it, the whole land burnt with brimstone, salt, and fierce heat, no longer fit for sowing, nor productive of a blade, and any springing herbage ruined as Sodom and Gomorrah, Amorah, Admah, and Zeboim, when they were overthrown by the word of Yah in his wrath and indignation. So again, this is coming. I told you, you're not going to be able to survive in no nation. There will be no Americas. There will be no Europes. There will be no Asias. There will be no Africa. And Zeboim were overthrown by the word of Yah in his wrath and indignation. So it's going to be the exact same, right? Like Sodom and Gomorrah. So let's take a look at this. Let's unpack it. The whole land, the whole nation will be burnt. The people who look back will be turned to salt and fierce heat, and it will be no longer fit for sowing, nor productive of a blade of any springing herbage, ruined as Sodom and Gomorrah. So 5 cities were destroyed in Sodom and Gomorrah. They weren't all together. We're not talking about this was one place that had 5 cities in it. There were 5 separate cities. And they're mentioning 4 here, but they all were destroyed. Then all people will say, why has Yah done this unto this land? So now the people, the survivors, the evacuees, the escapees will be asking, why has God done this to this land? And what means the strength of this great anger? And why is God so angry at us? And they will say, verse 24, because you, the children of Israel, my people, they will say, because all of this destruction, it's all your fault, because you forsook the covenant of Yah.
Robert Sheik, would you look up the word forsook? Abandon.
Because you abandoned, tried to change, came out here to do what we was doing, and didn't do what Allah told you to do, what God, the Most High, said for you to be doing. You forsook the covenant of Yah, the Allah of their fathers. So these are nations telling you now. So you think they telling you? Oh no, wait till you see the destruction. Which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the west, Egypt. So now they're going to tell you, this is all your fault. Our nation has been destroyed because of you. So you're out there now, and this is coming now.
Or abandon the agreement, the covenant that we made.
The covenant is cut and it can never be annulled. You abandon it, so you receive the penalties, the adjurations for abandoning it. And when you keep it, you receive the blessings. So it's a win or lose situation. But now all the other nations will be suffering
Because
of your disobedience. The same way they'll be blessed in following you when you are obedient, because you're not obedient right now.
And that's why where a lot of us are at, they're killing you and destroying you because they know that you forsook the covenant and they're trying to create their own remedy.
Now they're saying this for this reason, because they have the word but. But you went after their evil desires. You went after your evil desires. You served the gods of the Gentiles and worshiped gods which you have not known nor had any part with.
Because of your own evil desire.
It was your own evil desire. You don't know.
It had nothing to do.
You don't know nothing about none of these religions out here. They were all created after the covenant of Moses. Our book goes and stops at Malachi. There's nothing else.
One law, one testament, one covenant.
You can have the apocryphal books, Ezra, right? But this is all included in the same time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra, Esther, Zerubbabel, Baruch, all of those happen in the same time frame. The Maccabees is usually like the end. After the Maccabees, it's handed over from Alexander the Great. And from Alexander the Great, Rome came in, but Rome was actually based in Istanbul, Turkey, Constantinople. And then Rome moved to Italy, to the Vatican City. They moved there. Okay? And then they gave the land, right, back to the Chaldeans, to Nebuchadnezzar, which is Britain, the UK, the British. And they put the Hasidic, the Chaldeans, back on it, the Rothschilds. Nobody is lying to you. Nobody is telling you a story.
Ain't no conspiracy theory.
No conspiracy theories. So because you're doing this today, the anger of Yah has waxed strong against this country, this land, to bring upon it all the curses written in this book. How many curses? 250. And Yah has made them, you, my people, to wander forth from their country with anger, indignation, and wrath, and has cast them into captivity in another land unto this day. This is what will be said. It's because they got kicked out of their land and their country, and they're over here with us, that our country has been destroyed. And they've been out here with us for a long time, up until today, the day of our country's destruction. Well, we're going to finish this off and then head into the next chapter. The secret things are manifest before Yah, our Allah, and He will take vengeance for them. So all the things that happened to us in secret, that weren't reported, that are unknown, that you don't know about, that you know about but nobody talks about, they're swept under the rug, all the secret things that are done to us. I'm talking to my people right now. Yah will take vengeance for those things. But the things that are revealed are delivered unto us and to our children forever, to perform by them the thing that is right. So the thing that is revealed to you this day is this law and this covenant. It's delivered unto you and to your children forever, from this day forward. It's public record now. I have taught you the foundations of this law, to perform by them the thing that is right. So I've told you what to do. I've told you to come. I've told you to submit to my teaching face to face, submit to my rulings, my decrees, and the judgment as given to me by this law. I am the son of the house of David. And we're doing this for the confirmation of all the words of this law. And the word confirmation is the proof, the action of confirming, to prove that we are the people and we are doing what is asked of us in this book of the law, this one. Chapter 30, verse 1. And it will be when all these words of blessings, all the words of blessings, and their contraries, the adjurations, which I have set in order before you, will have come upon you. So you're going to receive all of this. You're going to see all the plagues. You're going to see the nations get destroyed. And after we all see that, the survivors will see the blessings in obeying the law. Will have come upon you. You will, so all of you will be converted. You all will convert. You will be converted in your hearts to return to my fear. You will fear Yah. Believe me, you won't want this smoke never again. In all the dispersions among the nations where Yah will have scattered you, that's present tense. The upright, the ones who hear, listen, obey, come, give, and work. The upright of you will be favored with a blessed repentance. And though you have sinned, I sinned, my sister sinned, everybody has. Right? If I'm bringing you this law, I'm bringing it to you because I sinned and I had to get cleaned. Now I'm working on purification. And today you're working on getting clean. Yet shall your repentance come up unto the glorious throne of Yah, your Allah. If you will hearken, hear and do to his word, and do all that I have commanded you this day, today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul.
You and your children. So the children too must make a decision.
Everybody has
to make a decision.
If your children are too young to make a decision, you make the decision and bring the children.
Right.
If your children are of the age of making the decision, they have to make it themselves. There is a choice to be made. Each and every man, each and every woman. And his word will accept your repentance with favor. So if you do this, you do what I say and obey and hear and do all that I'm commanding you according to this word. His word will accept your repentance with favor and will have mercy upon you. It's the only way to survive. And he will gather you again from all the nations whither Yah, your Allah, has scattered you. So you have to obey to be regathered.
So what does repentance in this mean?
So repentance is not saying you're sorry.
No.
You have to get up and do the instructions, which I am telling you. We have to buy back the land. We have to start farming. We have to raise our cattle, our sheep. We have to build and house and redeem our brothers and sisters. We have to rebuild Jerusalem back as it was in antiquity with perfection. Then will we have repented. We have to take back all the land on this side of Jordan and in modern day Israel, Jerusalem, the other side of Jordan as well. So we have a lot of work to do. We have to go through the processing, everyone getting purified, which is a 14-year process per person, per person. 7 years to obtain cleanness, and then another 7 years to have obtained purity. So after purification, we can stand before Yah. Then we have to continue to keep the law with perfection for 1,000 years until the Jubilees shall have passed. That's plural, Jubilees. That is repentance. It don't start today and it don't end tomorrow. Though you may be dispersed unto the ends of the heavens, from thence will Yah, for thence will the word of Yah gather you together. So it will gather you together. By the hand of Elijah the great priest, and from thence he will bring you by the hand of King Mashiach. Right now, everybody has a question. Where is Elijah? Right? If I am the king, where is the priest? I swear you have already seen him. There's two people blowing shofars in the videos you have seen. The other one is the son of Hilkiah, the son of Azariah, the great priest. He is with you in America right now. His name is Aliakum. If you find Aliakum, get with him, give him the money for the sanctuary, and leave with him. If you don't know how to find Aliakum, very easy. You can find Frederick Ham. That's Hamm with 2 M's. He will not wait for you. He has an appointed time to be here. I, the son of David, the king, have spoken. So you must know you have a short time to do that which you must. How come you didn't tell us who Elijah was before Rabbi Sheikh? The one appointed does the thing that is appointed. How do you know a friend and a brother unless you test him? The opportunity is given to many. Only one has been faithful from the beginning. And the word of Yah, your Allah, will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed by inheritance, and you will possess it. And he will bless you and increase you more than your fathers. So I just told you what the instructions are. If you are in the States, please reach out to Aliakum. Give him the money for the sanctuary and travel with him. Travel with him with the money. You have until Passover to be here. That is 7 months from now. That is all you have. And he will be here when he's ready. So you must travel with him immediately. And Yah, your Allah, will take away the foolishness of your heart and of your children's heart, for he will abolish evil desire from the world and create good desire, which will give you the dictate to love Yah, your Allah, with all your heart and soul, that your lives may flow on forevermore. So here's a test. Those who obey the instructions, you have the opportunity to live forever. And those who disobey, you will die. If you start out and it's working good and you turn from the way, you will die. Ali, my apologies for putting you on blast, bruh. But I gotta tell the truth. For those of you who don't know, 8 years ago, May 22nd, in 2016, myself and Ali were at the UN at one of their world summits, standing as the nation with a few other brothers. Ali has been with me. He was with me when we bought land in Segev. He was with me when we purchased land in Israel. He has been with me, like I said, from the beginning. He has been in this walk with me for the whole time that I've been walking it. And see?
Yes, sir.
So, he even has a decree in his hand, and it says, Son of Hilkiah, Ali Akim. It calls him by name. It's his name. It's always been his name. And he's ready to come back. He ain't waiting for y'all. So you have to tell your people to find Ali Akim. How you spell it? Find Fred Ham, and you'll find Ali Akim. You'll know him. He has a glorious beard. I mean, his beard is magnificent. But everybody knows Ali.
And he has the integrity and the sincerity for this.
He is the only one that can lead you out. If you want to travel, you travel with Ali. We'll be back. We have to continue. Okay?
Wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, you brought up about this.
So I brought up, I'm just in summary. My name is Anani. Ali Akim is Ali Akim. So most of you know Rabbi Sheikh. My name is Anani. Right? You'll either see Anani or Hanani or Han. What does that mean? You might see it written in the King James as hen. Hen. Okay? So you need to know who I am so you can stop fabricating an illusion about what redemption looked like. King Mashiach is just, he's the king, the son of Judah, and he redeems the nation to get us back to the land. And we do have a priest. I appreciate him so much blowing the shofar. And I had to wait until the Most High said to say who he is and what he is to do. So I'm going to continue now, verse 7. And the word of Yahweh will send these curses upon your enemies who have oppressed you, you in your captivities, and such as have hated and persecuted you to destroy you. So as you gather to Aliakim to leave, you'll find him. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. The Most High will send these curses to your enemies. So the ones who find Ali will escape the curses, and the ones who don't accept what I'm telling you today will receive them or will witness it in mercy, giving them a chance to find their way here to where Ali will be. But you shall return and be obedient to the word of Yahweh and do all his commandments that I command you this day, today.
A lot of this days, these past few chapters.
I tell everybody it's present. They don't know.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't written to you, you don't get the information. It's you're out of context. This was written to me for me to address it to you. And Yah, your Allah, will make you to abound in good, for you shall prosper in all the works of your hands. In the offspring of thy womb, the increase of thy cattle, and the produce of your land for good. For the word of Yahweh will return to rejoice over you, to bless you, as he rejoiced over your fathers. If you will hearken to the word of Yahweh your Allah, in keeping his commandments and statutes, which are written in this book of the law. When you have returned to the fear of Yahweh your Allah with all your heart and with all your soul, for this commandment which I command you today is not hidden from you, nor, neither or, not or, neither, not either is it far off. It is present with me here in the land. For it is not in the heavens that you should say, who will ascend into heaven and bring it to us to make us hear that we will do it. So nobody's coming from heaven to bring down the law of the Most High. It's not there. Neither is it beyond the great sea. So it's not with you in the far off nations either. That thou shouldest say, who will go beyond the sea for us and fetch it for us to make us hear that we may do it.
Mhm.
So it ain't in heaven, and it ain't at the four corners either. So if you out there, any information you have out there in the four corners is null and void. For the word Pete Gamma is
There it is.
close to you, nigh you, in your schools, the house of instruction here in Jordan. Open your mouth that you may meditate on it. So talk about it. Purify your hearts that you may perform it. You're going to have to come out and learn some customs and traditions, and we have to build and do and buy what it says to buy with the dedicated service of all our wealth. So now we're going to exchange our money for the wealth of the land.
Right.
Behold, I have set before you this day. Today, I've set before you the way of life, wherein is the recompense of the reward of good, the payment of the reward of good. So today, I have completed it. I've given you all the law and the adjurations. This is the closing remarks. And the way of death, wherein is the retribution of the wages of evil unto the wicked.
So, the way and the life is the instructions, the Pigama, the word.
Yeah, the pith gamma. So the pith gamma is a shield. The word
protection.
pith gamma is my word, my memra, will be a shield unto you, that should all the nations of the world rise up against you, they will not prevail. It is also a shield against the wrath of the Most High in the day of trouble, because you are obeying his word now that you know his name. And if you don't listen to what I'm telling you today, you will receive the payment of your rebellion, of your presumption and ignorance, and you will die.
What is retribution, sir? Punishment inflicted. On
Told you.
someone.
It's the payment, the punishment inflicted as the wages, payment of evil unto the wicked. You're wicked for not obeying this law. You're wicked for not obeying this law. You're wicked for not hearing what I am commanding you to do. You're wicked for not walking in the instructions. You want to come out, find Aliakim and come with him. Those who don't find him will go through the plagues. And you will have to come by another way at another time. For I teach you today to love Yah, your Allah,
Yes.
and to walk in the ways that are right before him,
Yes.
and to keep his commandments, statutes, and judgments, and live and multiply, that Yah, your Allah, may bless you in the land. Not bless you outside, not bless you anywhere else. May bless you in the land into which You are entering to possess it
Amen.
today. So we're starting today. Tomorrow is the last day of preparation for atonement, and we're starting today. Okay?
Amen.
So if you obey what I'm telling you, you're coming in. If you disobey what I'm telling you, you're dying. This is what I'm telling you today. If you're traveling now, find Ali. Okay? Especially you who nervous or afraid of traveling. Some of you have never flown before. You'll get your passports, get your visas, find Ali. Because everything is given into his hands.
Yes, because he does the atonement for the people.
This is your opportunity to make atonement for your sins. But if you think in your heart that you will not obey, but will go astray to worship the idols of the nations in the nations and serve them, I proclaim to you this day that you will perish, you will die. Okay, you think I'm making this up. You read it.
But if you think in your heart that you will not obey, but will go astray to worship the idols of the nations and serve them, I proclaim to you this day that you will perish and will not prolong your days on the land to which you are to pass over the Jordan to possess it.
I proclaim to you this day that you will perish and not prolong your days on the land to which you are to pass over the Jordan to possess it. So you must come here. You must work with us. You must not deviate, change, alter, or falter in any kind of unfaithfulness or to contend with us, with your words.
Can I ask you a question, sir? So, for those who are here in Jordan and they choose in their heart not to align
They
themselves to
will
this,
die.
they will die.
They will die. There is no respect of persons. You will become one or you will become none.
Understood.
One or none. That is the only thing there is, right? Like either and neither, or nor, not or. You will become one or you will become none. Nothing. And I'm talking to my brethren, all the Hebrew Israelites, all the sons of Jacob. I attest this day, not only you who are to pass away from this world, but the heavens and the earth, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and its reverse, the contraries, the adjurations, the curses. Choose therefore the way of life, even the law, that you and your children may live the life of the world to come. This world is about to die, and we are building for the world to come today. Today.
Where it says, choose therefore the way of life, that's the customs and the traditions, the culture, and even the law that you and your children may live. So you gotta have both
Both.
sides.
You got to have both. So we're going to put off these rags and we're going to get into traditional garments. And we're going to get back our customs and traditions. And you're going to get camels and sheeps and donkeys and goats. And you're going to farm and you're going to do everything. It doesn't mean that everybody gets everything, but it will be appointed to some as each one is gifted. The way of life, even the law, that you and your children may live the life of the world to come, that you may love Yah, thy Allah, your Allah, to obey his word and keep close unto his fear. For the law in which you occupy yourselves will be your life in this world and the prolongment of your days. In the world that cometh, you will be gathered together at the end of the scattering and dwell upon the land which Yah sware to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob, to give it to them.
Yes, talking to us today because we're the ones that scattered.
Yep. And Musa went into the tabernacle of the house of instruction and spoke these words unto all Israel and said to them, I am the son of 120 years this day. I am no more able to go out and come in. And the word of Yah has said to me, thou shalt not go over this Jordan. Yah, your Allah, and his Shekinah will go over before you. He will destroy those nations, and you shall possess them. Yehoshua also will go before you, as Yah has said, and Yah will execute judgment on them as he did on Sihon and Og of the Amorrhene, and the people of their land whom he destroyed. So this came to pass, Yehoshua, Joshua, right? Who was the son of Nun. So Joshua, Yusha, as they call him here, Yusha. So Yusha is buried here and he crossed over to Jordan. Moses didn't go on account of his own words, his own prayer, the confession of his own lips. And Joshua led them from Oman, Mount Ebra in Oman, all the way here back to Jordan, where Joshua is buried. As for the capital of Jerusalem, it was taken by my father David. will take it yet again, but not by war. The war will be over, and it will lie in desolation, and we will walk over with it not having a border. And the word of Yah will deliver them up before you, and you shall do to them according to all the commandments that I have commanded you. Be strong then, and of good courage. Fear not, nor be dismayed. You see that word dismayed?
Yes, concern and distress.
Don't be worried. Don't worry. Before them. So don't have any stress before them. Don't have any fear before them in front of these people's faces. For the Shekinah of Yah, your Allah, will be the leader of you. He will not forsake you. He will not forsake nor be far from you. And Moshe called unto Yehoshua from among the people and said to him, Be thou strong and of good courage, for thou art appointed to go over with this people to the land which the word of Yah swear to your fathers to give them, and thou art to divide it among them. We'll be right back. It's good. All right. And so the son of Joshua will again divide the land among us. So we are working now in a reverse order. We are starting with the house of David, and we have to take back the other lands as time progresses. So rather than working from Oman to Jordan, we're working from Jordan to Jerusalem and then back to Oman.
Verse 8.
And the Shekinah of the word of Yah will go before thee, and his word will be thy helper. He will not forsake nor be far from thee. Fear not, nor be dismayed, concerned, worried. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who bear the ark of Yah's covenant, and to all the sages of Israel. That's all the Sanhedrins, all the chiefs, all the princes, all the officers, all of them. And Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of 7 years, in the time of the year of remission, at the feast of tabernacle, when all Israel cometh to appear before Yah your Allah, in the place that he will choose, you shall read this law before all Israel while they listen. It has been 7 years to the date since I entered the land, and today I have fulfilled this law before you. For as Joshua was king in his day, I am king in mine. Assemble the people, the men, that they may learn, the women, that they may hear instruction, the children, that they may partake the benefit, the reward of those who bring them, and your sojourners who are in your cities, that they may behold the majesty of the law and be reverent, all of them, before the word of Yah, your Allah, and observe to do all the words of this law. Let their children also, who know not, hear and learn. So none of the children have heard or have learned this. So let them hear and learn. And learn to fear Yah, your Allah, all the days that you live in the land which you pass over Jordan. Unto three of the just was it told that the time of their death was drawing near, and that they should not attain to the days of their fathers. And each of them had been appointed a prince in his days. Jacob, our father, David, the king, and Moses, the prophet. For thus it is written, and Yah said unto Moses, behold, thy day approaches when thou must die. Call Yehoshua and stand both of you in the tabernacle of ordinance, that I may give him charge. And Moses and Yehoshua went and stood in the tabernacle of ordinance. And the glorious Shekinah of Yah revealed itself at the tabernacle in the pillar of the cloud. And the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle, and Moshe and Yehoshua stood outside. And Yah said to Moses, behold, thou wilt lie down in the dust with thy fathers, and thy soul shall be treasured in the treasury of eternal life with thy fathers. But this wicked people will rise up and go astray after the idols of the nations among whom they come, and will forsake my worship and change my covenant which I have commanded them. Ain't that what they did? They changed it, right? You got the New Testament and you got everything else. They got all the new stuff. They don't have this one. They got the new stuff.
Yes, they did.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, sir. And they're not even willing to forsake it.
Well, look at this. Then my anger will be kindled against them in that day. You know when that day is? Today. And I shall abhor them and remove my Shekinah from them, and they will become a prey. And many evils shall befall them. And they will say at that time with adjuration, is it not because the Shekinah of my God dwelleth not among me, that all these evils have befallen me? So they're going to say it when they are in the adjurations I just read yesterday.
The 10th famine.
But I will indeed remove my Shekinah from them at that time, until they have dwindled away to receive the punishment of their sins for all the evil they have wrought, because they turned themselves after the idols of the nations. You see, they did it.
To themselves.
You did it
To yourself.
to yourself. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You see it? It's facts, right?
It's facts.
It's what I've been telling you the whole time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now write you this hymn and teach the children of Israel. Put it upon their lips, that this hymn may be before them for a witness against the children of Israel. For I will bring them into the land which I promised to their fathers, a land producing milk and honey. And they will eat and be satisfied. But after that they have waxen fat, they will turn away to the idols of the Gentiles and worship them. So will they provoke me to anger and abolish my covenant, which is where we are today. And when these many evils and troubles shall have come upon them, then will this hymn bear witness to them for a testimony. For it is revealed before me that it will not be forgotten on their lips of their children, for their evil disposition to which they are yielding today, even before I bring you into the promised land, is known before me. And Moshe, wrote this hymn and taught the children of Israel. And he commanded Joshua bar Nun, saying, Be strong and of good courage, for thou art to bring the sons of Israel into the land I have promised to them, and my word shall be thy helper. And as the word was with Joshua, so is it today with me, to be my helper. And when Moshe had finished to write the words of this law upon parchment, to complete them, the Levites who bear the ark of the covenant, this is the house of Uzziel, saying, Take the book of this law and put it into a chest on the right side of the ark of the covenant of Yah your Allah, that it may be for a testament to you. One, this book of the law is the testament. I said again, This book of the law is the testament. I'm going to tell you one more time. This book of the law is the testament. For your rebellion, yours, not mine, I'm obeying. Yes. For your rebellion is revealed before me, and the obduracy, the stiffness, the hardness of your neck. Behold, while I am yet alive among you today, you are rebellious before Yah. But how much more when I am dead? Gather to me all the sages of your tribes and your officers, and I will speak these words in their hearing, and will call heaven and earth to bear witness against them. Amen. All the leaders, all the teachers, all of them. Send it to them. Tell them to debunk what I'm saying, for it bears witness against all of them. A, capital ALL. Can't find none. There's only one. For I know that after my death, corrupting you will corrupt your works and go astray from the way I have commanded you, and that evil will befall you in the end. Where are we?
The end.
The end. Because you will do what is wrong before Yah in provoking him to anger. You've done it. We are at the end. Welcome to the end game. And Moshe spake in the hearing of all the congregation of Israel the words of this hymn until they were ended. And when the last end of Moses the prophet was at hand, that he should be gathered from among the world, he said in his heart, I will not attest against this people with witnesses that taste of death in this world. I will not, see that word again? Attest. Provide clear evidence. I will not provide witnesses, evidences, proof against this people with witnesses that taste of death in this world. Behold, I attest against them with witnesses which do not taste of death. Hello. I'm alive.
Yes.
As you can see, I am not dead.
You are back.
And whose destination is to be renewed. You see that word?
Yes, sir, I do.
Renewed. It's a renewed covenant, ratified today.
Yes.
Before the festival of atonement. I mean, we just making it. Renewed in the world to come. Isaiah the prophet, when he prophesied in the congregation of Israel, attributed hearing to the heavens and attentiveness to the earth, because in his case, earth was nearest and heaven was farther away. But Moses, the prophet, Rasulullah, when he now prophesied in the congregation of Israel, attributed hearing to the earth and attentiveness to the heavens, because in his case, the heavens were nearest to him, and the earth was further away, more remote. For so it is written, attend ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall smite the rebellious like heavy rain, but shall be enjoyed with pleasantness by those who receive instruction. As the dew, my word shall be like the downfalling rain of the wind that breathes upon the grass in the month of Marchesvin. Next month. And as the droppings of the latter rain, which water the springing herbage of the earth in Nisan. Latter rain in Nisan. Spring in Marchesvin.
Yes.
Latter rain in Nisan. Tishri, Marchesvin. Spring, Nisan, fall. Woe to the wicked who make memorial of the holy name with blasphemies. That will be all of you.
You.
Wherefore Moshe who was the doctor of Israel, would not permit himself to pronounce the holy name until he had dedicated his mouth at the beginning of his hymn with 85 letters, marking 21 words afterwards bespake. You see that? He blessed the Most High with 21 words.
His hymn with 85 letters.
It's 85 letters all together.
So it's saying he didn't pronounce the name
Until
he was doing this.
he had to bless the Most High
First.
And if you want to know, you have to complete one rakat, right? You go through one cycle, standing, bending, and then prostrate, bowing down, or laying down completely, whichever you wish, and then standing, bending, and bowing down before you come up and sitting on your knees to pray. You have to complete the rakat. One rakat, then we pray.
So this doesn't mean that we don't say Yah's name.
In the name of Yah Allah, I invoke you, O house of Israel, to ascribe glory and greatness before Allah. Moshe the prophet said, when I ascended the mountain of Sinai, I beheld all Yah of all the worlds. Yah dividing the day into 4 portions. 3 hours employed in the law. 3 hours with judgment. 3 hours making marriage bonds between man and woman and appointing to elevate or abase. And 3 hours in the care of every created thing. So marriage and promotions go together. See?
Yes, sir.
Whether you are elevated
Or base.
or you are brought down. And 3 hours in the care, that's the nurturing, the feeding, the making sure there's a provision.
Yes, sir.
For so it is written, the mighty one whose works are perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A faithful Allah, before whom no iniquity comes forth. Pure and upright is he. Beloved children have corrupted their good works. A blemish is found upon them, a perverse generation which have altered their works. So shall the order of the world's judgment be altered upon them. Can you indeed so requite the name of Yah? Can you indeed so requite? That's an interesting word, requite. Make appropriate return for service. Can you indeed make appropriate return and service the name of the word of Yah, O foolish people, and receive the law? So can you do the appropriate thing so you can speak the name of the word of Yah, O foolish people, and receive the law, yet not be made wise? Is he not your father who brought you, who created you and established you? That's what we need to know. Is he not your father? If he not, we understand.
Right.
Go on about your business.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of every generation. Read the books of the law, and they will teach you. Read the books of the prophets, and they will tell you. So one teaches you what to do, step by step, the law. The prophets tell you what to do in various conditions. If you have no understanding, I suggest you come and receive teaching. When the Most High made allotment of the world unto the nations, which proceeded from the sons of Noah, in the separation of the writings and languages of the children of men at the time of the division, he cast lot among the 70 angels, the princes of the nations, with whom is the revelation to oversee the city. So the revelation to oversee the nation, every nation, is boils down to one person each. And it transfers.
Mm-hmm.
So over my nation, it's transferred to me.
One person.
One person. One person to oversee. And to every man to his appointed service. Even at that time, he established the limits of the nations according to the sum of the number of the 70 souls of Israel who went down into Mitzrayim. So only 70 people went down into Mitzrayim. And there were 70 nations. Now, Israel is one, right? So there are 71. One belongs to the Most High. It is not counted among the 70 others, just like the Levites are a tribe not counted among the 12. And when the holy people fell to the lot of Yah of all the world. Now we at 32 in verse 9.
Yes, sir.
So when this fell to Michael, I need to check my time. Be back.
Here we are.
Oh, we still recording. We'll be back. I gotta change it back.